Good evening, everyone. Many of you are joining now. Try to join on time, please. Make it fast. Uh, Second question. Everyone try to solve second question.
Sir, I was trying.
Sorry.
Sir, I was trying to join, sir, but I don't know, sir, why I was like all the time I was in waiting room, sir.
Oh, okay. Acha. See, I'm admitting you guys, but I'm not sure what went wrong, but you guys are not getting admitted over there. So I'm admitting you still. Yeah, I was admitting you, Aravind, but not sure what went wrong. Please, everyone, try to solve the second one. Second question, everyone. Make it fast. Try to solve the second question. There is a JE questions. There is a JE question. Make it fast. See, I think we did not cover the portion of the second question related to second question. So you, Abhinay is your- So you just leave the second one. You just leave the second one. Yeah, leave the. How many of you know this property cube root of unity? How many of you know this? 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. How many of you know this? Do you know this property? Okay.
No, sir.
No, okay, not an issue. Okay, we'll look at this. We have done with the fourth question concept. So everyone try to solve fourth question at least. Make it fast. Let me give the options. Option A is 1, option B is -1, option C is 2, option D is -2. Options. Let me write options. Of wrong options I wrote. Options 2 root 3. Option B is 2 root 2. Option C is 2 root 5. Option D is 2 root 6. Make it fast. See, Z1 and Z2 are complex numbers such that real part of Z1 is modulus of Z1 minus 1. Real part of Z2 is modulus of Z2 minus 1. Then argand of Z1 minus Z2, which is going to be pi by 6. Then find imaginary part of Z1 plus Z2 is equal to what? Make it fast. Guys, we have done with the basic questions. We are going to solve somewhat advanced questions. The question whichever we have solved, will solve slightly, deeper, like advanced questions, slight advanced questions. This is your previous JE question. Guys, look at this here. Let me teach you. Everyone, please look at this. Not an issue. Look at this here. Z1 and Z2 are complex numbers such the real part of Z1 is Z minus 1. Try to write the data. Please, everyone, try to write the data. Whatever the data has been given, please try to copy that. And real part of Z2 is Z2 minus 1. Argand of Z1 minus Z2 is given. And we have to find imaginary part of Z1 plus Z2 is how much. Everyone has been written the data, right? So look at this, everyone, now. So what's the date today? 13th. 05. When was our last class? When did we have last class?
Sir, day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday, sir.
Okay. Cool. So look at this. What they have given. So let me write. Given Z1 is equal to X1 plus IY1 and Z2. Z2 is equal to X2 plus I2 given. I by 2. So listen to me carefully here. What exactly he's trying to ask? How the JE question is going to be? This is your JE mains question. Do you know what is JE mains? Do you know what is JE mains? After 12th, you're going to write your JE mains, guys. Do you aware of that?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yes,
Sir.
that is what. Many children will be there. Look at this here. Real part of, tell me, what is real part of Z1?
Modulus of Z1 minus 1.
Is equal to modulus of Z1 minus 1. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
What is given? Real part of Z2 is what given? Modulus of
minus 1.
Z2 minus 1, right? This is what given, right?
Yes, sir.
So real part of Z1 is what? As per the question, real part is what? This is real part, this is my imaginary part. So as per the question, real part is what? X1. Any doubt, guys? I told you that this is my real part, this is my imaginary part, isn't it? So real part of Z1 is what? X1 is equal to what? Z1 is what here given? I'm substituting I by 1 minus 1. So real part of Z2 is what? X2 is equal to modulus. Z2 is what given? X2 plus I y2 minus 1. Any doubt? Till this, any doubt? Any doubt, guys? So what we have to find? What exactly we need to find? Tell me. We need to find imaginary part of Z1 plus Z2 is equal to dash. This is what we have to find. This is what we have to find, right? So look at this now. Everyone turn on your cameras, please. So what I told you, guys, what I told you, if I need to find modulus means what here? Modulus means distance. What is this? Distance. I told you, right? I told you this one, right? If I need to find the distance of point P from the origin, what is going to be this? X1 square plus Y1 square root of this. That is what I will do, right? Now, what is the modulus of this one? Tell me. What is the modulus of this one? As simple as that. Shall I write like this? X1 square is equal to X1 plus I by 1 guys, look at this if you are not understanding like this. What I told you, x1 square root of x1, or else you write x1 is equal to square root of x1 plus I by 1 minus 1 whole square. I mean real part of whole square plus real imaginary part of whole square. How can I write what is my real part? X1 minus 1 whole square plus I by 1 whole square. So x2 is equal to, what is this? X2 minus 1 whole square plus I by 2 whole square. So guys, how we are writing this? If I ask you to find if z is equal to x plus I y, then if I ask you to find mod z is equal to what? X square plus y square. This is the formula, I know this, right? As per that I'm writing. As per that formula. See here, x square means imaginary part whole square. Y square means, sorry, x square means real part of whole square plus y square means imaginary part of that particular complex number, right? So that is what I'm doing. So look at this now. X1 is equal to what I'm going to get here. This is not I. X1 is equal to what I'm going to get. Tell me what I'm going to get here, guys. I need to remove the root. I need to remove the roots. What I supposed to do here? Squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. So how will I make squaring on both sides? How can I do it? Squaring on both sides means x1 square is equal to x1 minus 1 whole square plus I guys, what is the answer of this? I y1 whole square means I square into y1 whole square. So what I square is going to give me minus 1 into y1 square. So shall I write minus y square here straight away? Minus
Yes,
y.
sir.
Very good. So I'm writing that straight away. Let me erase this. So what I got now, x1 square is equal to, I got this one. So extend this, x1 square plus 1 minus 2 times of x1 minus y1 square. So straight away you do this. See, same squaring on both sides. What I'm going to get? X2 whole square is equal to x2 minus 1 whole square minus y2 whole square, right? Y2 square. So how can I extend x2 square plus 1 minus 2 times of x2 minus y2 square? So this is my x2 square. All right. So look at this here. What can I do now? Look at the screen carefully. This and this is going to cancel. This and this is going to cancel. So what I remain with? I need to find here, guys. What is asking us to find? Imaginary part of z1 plus z2. So what is my imaginary part of z1 plus z2? Guys, tell me what is imaginary part of z1? What is imaginary part of z1? Hello. From the question, what is real imaginary part of z1? y1. What is imaginary part of z2?
Y2.
So this is what we have to find. y1 plus y2 we have to find. So look at this here. Now what I have to do? I have to find out y1 here. What is my y1? What is y1? Tell me. y1 square is equal to 2 times of x1 minus 1. So what is y2 from this? 2 times of x2 minus 1. This is my y2 1, so y2 and y1. So let us say this is my equation number 1. Let us say this is my equation number 2. Getting my point? So if I solve one equation number minus equation number 1 minus equation number 2, what I'm going to get here? y1 square minus y2 whole square is equal to 2 times of x1 minus 1 minus 2 times of x2 plus 1. I'm subtracting equation 1 minus 2. So what I'm going to get here? Plus 1 minus 1 will get cancelled. Y1 square, can I write like this? A square minus b square format. Can I write, guys? Y1 plus y2 into y1 minus y2 is equal to 2 times of x1 minus x2. I'm taking 2 common here. Getting my point? Any doubt? Any doubt? Getting my point? Yes or no? Let me take this as equation number 3 now. So also given that what he has given argand of z1 minus z2 is what given 5 by 6. So I'm just utilizing, I'm just using all the stuff. I'm using all the stuff which has been given in the question. Whatever the data has been given in the question, I'm just utilizing that. I'm making use of it. See here, given argand of z1 minus z2 is equal to 5 by 6. Clear? So guys, here what we have to find, argand z1 is what? What is my z1? z1 is what? x1 plus iy1 minus z2 is what? x2 minus iy2. I'm just multiplying. Guys, are you getting my point? Plus, are you understanding or not? z1 minus z2. This is what I'm doing is equal to pi by 6. x1 plus iy1 minus x2 minus plus i2 is equal to pi by 6 I'm getting. So argand of, shall I write now x1 minus x2, real part separate and imaginary part separate. I'm taking I common, y1 minus y2, which is going to give me pi by 6. Guys, look at this here. Try to understand this carefully. Argand of something, argand of a complex number is what? Real part, imaginary part of z by real part of z is equal to tan theta. Theta is what here? Pi by 6. Getting my point? So real part of z is what here? What is my imaginary part? This is my imaginary, this is my real. So shall I write now y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2 is equal to tan pi by 6, how much ma? 1 by root 3. Clear? So this is what I got. This is one relation I got. Now look at this from the third equation. Everyone look at the third equation. What was my third equation? This was my third equation. So from the third equation, what was my third equation? y1 plus y2 into y1 minus y2 is equal to 2 times of x1 minus x2. This was my third equation, right? So this was my third equation. Look at this now. Shall I need this result. So how can I make this as y1 minus y2? I'm shifting this side. What I'm going to get? x1 minus x2. Look at this carefully. 2 by y1 plus y2. Shall I write, guys, like this? Any doubt? Any doubts? Please do respond in the session, please. Guys, try to respond in a session, yes or no.
Sir, can you repeat the step again?
This step. See, I know this. What result I know here? y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2 is equal to pi by 3. I know that. So in terms of getting that step from the third equation, in terms of getting that step, what I'm doing here, I'm just manipulating over there. What kind of manipulation I'm making here? See here, y1 minus y2 divided by, I'm just transporting here this one. It is coming to the denominator and I'm just transporting this function to the right hand side. Getting my point? Now what it became? y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2 it became. So I know the result of this one. What is that? 1 by root 3. So can I substitute over there as simple as that? 1
Yes,
by
sir.
root 3 is equal to 2 times of y1 plus y2. So now look at this here. I need to find y1 plus y2 is equal to, what is going to be answer now? 2 root 3. So this is what exactly we need to find out from the question. Getting my point? Any doubt now? Any doubt, guys? Any doubts? Any doubts? Guys,
No,
this is
sir.
what we need to find. What is this? y1 y2 means what? Imaginary part of
Y2, y1 plus y2.
plus imaginary part of complex number 2, which means y1 plus y2. Yes or no? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Shall I repeat the question again? I repeat the question again. So very important concept. Try to understand. See, I understand bit lengthy calculation. I understand it's a bit lengthy calculation, but easiest question. Easy question. So try to understand the data. Try to understand the language of the question first of all. Look at the question. First, we'll have a look at the question again. No need of making hurry. We'll go one by one. We'll try to understand each and every concept in a clear cut way. All right. So without understanding, we will not move further. Okay. Look at this here. Everyone, please try to understand the question. I repeat the question again. Look at this here. Z1 and Z2 are complex numbers such that real part of Z1 is given this much, real part of Z2 given this much, and argand of this much. What is argand here? Making a theta, making an angle in anti-clockwise direction, which is called as argand. That is what I told you in previous class. As simple as that. Getting my point? Any doubt? Is it clear with everyone? Clear?
Yes, sir.
So argand of Z1 minus Z2 is equal to pi by 6 given. So Z1 is what there? Z1 is a complex number. Which kind of complex number is that? X1 plus Iy1. This is my Z1. Z2 is what? X2 plus Iy2. I'm taking any complex number which is in the form of A plus IB, right? So argand of Z1 minus Z2 is what? Pi by 6. Then he is asking us to find imaginary. IMG means imaginary. Imaginary part of Z1 plus Z2 is equal to what? Getting my point? So let us, this is what exactly is asking. So we'll try to make a use of each and every data which has been provided in the question. Look at this here now. So this is what, please everyone make a note of the question, or you take a screenshot of the question. So what is my final answer now? This is going to be my final answer, 2 root 3, that is what my final option A is correct. So guys, try to understand the question. I gave the options. First option is going to be correct. So please try to take a screenshot of the question. So now I'm switching back to the OneNote now. Look at the OneNote. Guys, look at the OneNote here. What has been given here? Everything has been given. Look at the question carefully. Z1 is given like this. Z2 is given like this. All right. And also given real part of Z1 is this much given. Real part of Z2 is given this much. But I know what is Z1. What is Z1, guys? So let Z1 is equal to this one. Z2 is equal to this one. Getting my point? Yes or no? So imaginary part of Z1 is what? E only given. Imaginary part of Z2 is given this much. So real part of Z1 is what as per the question? See guys, everyone try to understand here. If I write X, Z is equal to X plus Iy. Already I told this concept, but I'm repeating again. So if I ask you to find real part of Z is what here? X. Imaginary part of Z is what here? Y. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows this, isn't it? Everyone knows this, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? Please repeat.
Yes, sir.
So real part of Z1 is what? X1 is equal to Z1 is what here? Z1 is what? This concept, this complex number. This is my complex number. Look at this here. I'm writing as it is. Real part of Z2 also I'm just making as it is. Now coming to this step, sir, how did you make a root of that? As I told you guys, root Z. If I need to find root Z of a complex number, if I have Z is equal to X plus Iy, what is going to be modulus of Z? Square root of real part of square plus imaginary part of square. X square plus Y square. Getting my point? X square plus Y square. Square root of sum of the squares of the real part and imaginary part. That is what going to be my modulus. So that's what I'm writing here as per this formula. So I know here. So what is going to be my real part now? This is going to be my real part. This is going to be my imaginary part. Here my real part is going to be x2 minus 1. This is going to be my imaginary part. Guys, wherever you have coefficient of I is always going to be imaginary part. Try to remember. Coefficient of I. What is the coefficient of I here? Y is my coefficient of I. That is going to be always imaginary part. Clear? So here x1 minus x1 minus 1 whole square plus iy1 whole square. Here x2 minus 1 whole square plus iy2 whole square. So I need to find what? Y1 square and y2 square. Why? Because we need to find out y1 plus y2 is equal to what, right? As per the question demands, I am finding y1 plus y2 here. Getting my point? So for getting that, I'm making squaring on both sides. So if I do squaring on both sides, what I'm going to get here? So x1 square is equal to x1 minus whole square minus I1 whole square. So y1 whole square. So x2 whole square is equal to x2 minus x2 minus 1 whole square minus y2 whole square. This is what I'm getting. So next up, Guys, this data is not required anything here. For your understanding purpose, I'm teaching you all this. This is the only left hand side, whatever I'm writing, that is going to be valid here. That is what your answer. Don't get confused. So x1 minus 1 whole square is going to be, I'm expanding this now, x1 square getting cancelled on both sides. So I remain with y1. Here also same thing, I remain with y2 now. So I'm subtracting equation 1 from equation 2. What I'm doing here, I'm subtracting equation 2, sorry, I'm subtracting equation 2 from the equation number 1. So what I'm getting, y1 plus y2 into y1 minus y2 is equal to 2 times of x1 minus x2 I'm getting. So which is I'm making as a third number equation. Getting my point? Which is I'm making as a third number equation. So after making that as a third number equation and also data given, what has been given over there, argand of z1 minus z2 is equal to pi by 6 given. That is the data which has been provided in the question. Clear? So that is the data which has been provided in the question. So now z1 is what here? Z1 I know which is x1 plus iy1. Z2 I know that x2 plus i2, sorry, x2 plus i2 here. So now here, one second, we made a so y x2 minus I y2. So look at this here, x1 minus x2 as it is I'm writing, I am taking common y1 minus y2. Guys, x1 x2 I'm writing together, this imaginary part I'm writing together. Always you must write real parts together and imaginary parts together of a particular complex number, right? So after making this, what can I do here? After making this, what can I do? I know argand of a particular complex number is going to be imaginary part of that particular complex number divided by real part of that particular complex number, which is going to give me tan theta. That is my argand, right? Tan theta. Theta is what here? Pi by 6. He only given. So imaginary part of z is what? Imaginary part of this complex number is what? Y1 minus y2 divided by real part of this complex number is what? X1 minus x2, which is going to give me 1 by root 3. Why 1 by root 3? Tan 30. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So I got this one. So from the third number equation, this was my third number equation. This was my third number equation. This one. One second. This blue color box was my third number equation. This was my third number equation, right? So from the third number equation, I got that. So see here, what I know, y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2 is equal to 1 by root 3. I know that. From the third number equation, can I get this form? From the third number equation, guys, I need to get this form. Why do I need to get that form? Why? Because I can substitute 1 by root 3 in that place. Clear? So now look at this here, y1. I'm shifting this to the left hand side. It's becoming what? y1 minus divided by x1 minus x2, which is going to be, I'm shifting this to this side. So 2 by y1 plus y2. So I know this result, which is 1 by root 3. I'm substituting here 2 by y1 plus y2. So again, class multiplication, I need to find y1 plus y2 is what, right? So y1 plus y2 I'm finding, which is 2 root 3 is going to be my final answer. Any doubt here? Any doubt, guys? Any doubts? Guys, any doubts? Tell me. Hello, are you here? Are you guys here? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understood? Everyone turn on your camera. Everyone, you must turn on your camera. Otherwise, I'll just remove you out of the meeting, please. Everyone, please turn on your camera. Otherwise, I'll remove you guys. Please. See, if you want to turn on your camera, you can stay in the class. If not, you can please feel free to leave the session. Guys, the intent of telling all this is you must understand the question. You might understand the concept over here. Getting my point, children? Getting my point? Huh. Chalo. Yes or no? Understood the concept? Understood the answer? How we are getting here? How we supposed to make? This is how your competitive exam is all going to be, guys. So there's a very big calculation. This is a very big question. How can we solve this kind of question in competitive examination? Guys, you can make it. When can you make it this kind of question quickly? If you are solving many questions, one after other, if you are solving step by step, you will get into this kind of zone. Understanding my point? So you must solve this kind of questions to get into the NITs, to study in a reputed universities. Understanding my point? So try to understand whatever I'm saying here. Here we are not coming simply to listen the class and simply to stay at home with a drowsy feeling. Don't be like that, guys. You have to be mentally present, not physically. Even you are physically present, I don't mind, but you have to be mentally present in a session. So of course you have to be physically and mentally both present, but I feel that what I feel, you have to be mentally present in a session. Getting my point? You are the only person who is responsible for your life. Understanding? None of the person, none of the human is responsible to your life. Your life is completely in your hands. Your life is completely in your hands. If you're working hard in 11th and 12th standard, guys, your life is going to be very, 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 very beautiful. If not, your life is going to be tuck, 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 gadi. What is the meaning of that? If you are riding a bike, you are traveling with a 90 km per hour. You are going to, first of all, you are going to Bangalore on NS 47 highway, right? If you are traveling in between, you got over with your petrol. What will happen? Your bike will be doing tuck, 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 tuck. That's what. You are traveling on highway right now. You have to be so ready. You have to be, mentally and physically ready for your traveling, bike riding. So it's a bike riding. Your 11th and 12th is a bike riding process. Getting my point, children? So you have to be ready with your petrol and everything. You have to be ready with your, everything, brakes, everything. You have to be ready. So this is a kind of riding process over here. You have to ride the bike carefully in 11th and 12th standard. Your bike is equal to your life. Getting my point? You have to ride your life so carefully in 11th and 12th. If you are working hard, guys, you will get into the reputed universities. You will become an engineers. If you are becoming an engineers, then you will be in a life where you can stay in a safe zone. Believe me, guys, I'm telling you, 11th and 12th are the only standards. 11th and 12th are the only classes where you can work hard. Once you get into the repeated colleges, no one will ask you to work hard. Automatically you will get into that zone. Automatically you'll become habituated for that, circumstances, that kind of environment. You will get habituated. None of the professors will ask you once you get into the NITs and IITs. I'm telling you, guys, please, 11th and 12th are the only classes who can motivate you, who can guide you, who can scold you, who can, move you, push you in a better way. None of the people will push you in a BTech life. I'm telling you. If you want to study in a reputed colleges, believe me, guys, you must work hard in 11th and 12th standard. It doesn't mean that, guys, you are just coming over here, you are not understanding anything, you are not asking the doubt to the teacher, you simply, whatever I'm writing on the screen, you just copying that and just you're leaving the class. It should not be like that. Getting my point? You must ask the doubts, you must clarify your doubts. You have absolutely complete rights to ask the doubt to the particular teacher. That's your responsibility, guys. That's what I'm telling you. You are the only person who is completely responsible to your life. Even not even your parents, not your teachers, not your brother, sister, not even your well-wishers. None of the person is responsible to your life. You are the only person who is completely responsible to your life, guys. I'm telling you. Getting my point? So 11th and 12th are the only classes where you can work hard in your life. Getting my point? You won't get the
Yes, sir.
person, you never get a person to motivate in your life. So once you're done with the 12th standard, what will you do? You will be doing, degree in a normal college, or you'll be doing, B pharmacy in a normal college. You'll be doing some other, degree in a normal college. So what's going to be used? There is no point of studying in a normal college after taking JEE coaching and struggling for 2 years. There is no point of studying in a normal college after 2 years. You must work hard for these 2 years. If you are working hard in these 2 years, you can just get into the reputed universities like national colleges and Indian Institute of Technology like IITs. Getting my point? I'm not telling that NITs and IITs are the only organizations which can provide you a quality of education. I'm not telling like that. If you are getting into the NITs